G'day everybody. Today I want to show you a quick tip on the Canon DSLRs that I think is a real game changer and could change your life. Let's check it out. Firstly, before we go into that, I just want to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers. I've just gone over 200 subscribers, and you know, starting a month ago, I think it was, when I uploaded the 5D Mark IV video, you can check out the link above, I only had about 6 or 10 subscribers. So thank you so much. That video's had over 8,000 views and it's been so well received. Thank you for all the comments. Everything that everybody's added has just been awesome. So thank you so much for that. I'm so pumped about that. And DSLR Canon users, those that love the 5D Mark IV video, this video is for you. Now, the reason I love this change so much is because my brain works in a certain way. And whenever I grabbed hold of someone else's Canon 5D, or whenever I was using a different kind of camera format, I always had a problem with the way that the shutter and the aperture was set. You see, the shutter, if you take a look at the 5D Mark III here, the shutter is not in the front of the camera. We've got the finger scroll wheel, the front scroll wheel. The aperture is in the front of the camera, the aperture is in the lens. So what I would rather is, and I've always thought that the best way is that the aperture should be on the front and the shutter should be on the back, here. Now, I stumbled across Philip Bloom's video and he said to switch them out, and he also showed on the 7D that you could change the direction. So in custom controls, I come down to A, V and T, V. Now, if I go back to default set here, so I'm going to clear custom control and go default set. So the default set is the shutter is TV, the aperture is AV. Now, for me, that doesn't really work for my brain. The reason is because the aperture, I know, is at the front of the camera. The aperture is controlled and it's on the lens. So for me, it would make sense that the aperture is on the finger control. So I change this to AV. Then I change this to TV. So my shutter is now within the camera. The shutter action is happening within the camera body. So now the shutter is at the back. Now, why this is important for video is when I'm shooting and I've got my shutter here, it is on this rear scroll wheel. So here I'm shooting 59.94p. I want to lock my shutter. Once I find a shutter I'm happy with, I want to lock. So I have an ability now with the shutter at the back to lock the shutter. And that means that it's locked. So whenever I'm shooting, there's no way I can accidentally adjust the shutter. And I have the aperture in front, and that's working better for my brain, knowing that the aperture is within the lens, so it's at the front of the camera. When I started shooting, I was about 10 or 11 years old. I used my dad's camera and that had a light meter, and that was the only thing that allowed you to know where your exposure was at. And basically, the way that I set it up is, if I scroll this way, which I guess is anti-clockwise, so scrolling around this way, then basically that is reducing the light when I'm talking about aperture, because I've switched this out, yeah? When I'm going the opposite way, this way, that is increasing the light, because on the light meter, you can see there's a plus side and a minus side. So this is minusing on the light meter, the aperture, and this is adding on the light meter. So one more thing you have to do to make that happen is reverse the dial direction of TV AV. Now, if we switch to the back of the camera, same goes for the back scroll wheel. I'm not sure if you can see here, but basically what I do is this way is decreasing the light, and this way is increasing the light and speeding up the shutter. Now, that's great for photography, but what about video? Well, video, I set this and I forget it. So set it and forget it. So when I set it, I then click lock. And because the button is mapped to the rear and it's mapped to this, I can lock it out. So then if I bump this automatically, or if I accidentally try and use it, my shutter is locked. So if I'm shooting in 24 frames a second, for example, then this is going to be locked at 50 The shutter's going to be locked at 50 to get that cinematic look, and this is going to be locked off, and that then I don't use that scroll wheel unless I'm inside the menu system. And when I come into the menu system, then I can utilize it. But while I'm in the shooting mode or the live view mode without being inside a menu system, it's always locked off. So that's why I switched them. So it works really well for my brain, and I hope that it's a game changer for you as well when you're shooting on anything from the 5D Mark III, 5D Mark IV, Canon 7D, 6D Mark II, 5D, SR, and all those type of cameras. You've got the ability to switch in 7D Mark II as well. So, and a lot of the new APS-C DSLRs, 80D for example, 70D, can do the same. So I hope that helps you guys. And again, thank you so much to all my new subscribers. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already for great content. Just before I go, I'll just share quickly, I'm heading off to South Africa, and tomorrow morning actually we fly, and I'm just going to do some videos while I'm there, some travel vlogging. My brother-in-law over there, he flies drones, and he also shoots videos and vlogs. So I'm heading over there and I'm gonna do some travel, and it's cool because this year I'm pumped because usually when I travel I'm just over it and I really need a rest and I need a break, but this time I'm just really pumped to pick up the camera and just to shoot more stuff. So hopefully you guys will get a lot out of the content that I'm producing, and please, if you like the content, make sure you share it around, and yeah, hopefully it's helped you today. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.